Hello people of YouTube, it's your boy Skinny Penis with another safari tour today with the most famous Zao, one of the oldest cruisers, actually the oldest cruiser I guess, together with Des Moines. Those were like the two original tier 10s, and even I didn't play the game when Zao was actually better than the current version. Like the OG Zao had way more HP, and I mean, I guess they buffed it in the sense that the turb range is now higher and the dispersion is... No, wait, actually that's not true. The Zao dispersion was always cracked. I think they just made the entire line have the Zao dispersion. 'Cause Zao has like specific or special dispersion. Probably lots of people don't know because lots of people would never play this ship. So yeah, that's something that's different to other cruisers. And other than that, the ship has barely any use these days. I remember when it was a really, really nice cruiser, uh, something you were looking forward to, because it was like the OG long-range AG spammer. Back when there was stealth fire too, you spec range mod full conceal, and you could stealth fire from I think 16 kilometers to max range. So it was like 2.5 kilometers stealth fire, which theoretically would be a good addition to the game, and again on ships like Zao, like you could do a bit more. Um, then again, stealth fire, while it was a quirky mechanic and sometimes didn't allow for any sort of counterplay, these days it's not like really, or like it was never really a game mechanic that was that game changing, that essentially just allowed lightly armored ships or gunboat DDs to be stealth while firing on battleships. Um, Other than that, it didn't really offer that much, so I don't know. But yeah, it's like a bit of nostalgia, but in general, the ship is completely useless. It doesn't have the HE pen that other kite cruisers offer, like Henry, Hindenburg, Goliath. Uh, like those have higher pen and better alpha, and ships like Des Moines, Salem have better DPM. Ships like Moskva have also better pen, but also better arcs. So in general, there's like no niche anymore for it. Also, back in the days, it was played as a flank cruiser because of the stealth and the torps. You could play it solo in a flank because you outspotted all the other cruisers, and all of the cruisers had like pennable armor, 30 millimeter or less, which you can pen. Now you have ships like they introduced Venezia, for example, for this kind of purpose, or even now Napoli. And Zao is a ship that would never be able to fight these ships one versus one. It was already problematic when Henry was released because it has too much DPM. But yeah, like the flank cruiser gameplay isn't useful anymore, let's say, because there are just too many other options that do it better. The Zao penetration is pretty shit. The AP pen, gotta remind that or remember that. Like it has very good dispersion. It can citadel the old cruisers like Des Moines and Moskva fairly reliably on range, as you can see here. But newer cruisers are a hassle to deal with in this ship for sure. Like many new cruisers are essentially untouchable by Zao. Des Moines is the biggest paid actor I've ever seen. Okay, he's dead. I have to turn out now fast because there are 3 battleships now. As you can see, I'm going into a flank. Obviously, the A spawn on trap is way better for Zao in general. Like, the C cap wouldn't really allow for me to be open water and kiting people. Here, at least, I can play open water and go dark. That's like kind of the thing. Zao doesn't have the biggest damage output, as I said, because of the penetration and the DPM that's lacking. For example, Monty, I don't pen that. Other kite cruisers would. But you can at least go dark and play fairly passive and disengage quite easily. Other than that, you are a very useless long-range AG kiter. There's not much else that Zao gives you. That the Des Moines inted in the middle is just remarkable in terms of intelligence, and it's just him being bad, not me being good. Any other cruiser could have punished that too, probably even easier or better. Our Shima missed the torpedoes. We're watching very interesting gameplay here. Yeah. So I said, like, you're long range HE spammer, as you can see here, 17 km. You just shit your HE and you'll be done with it. Do keep in mind that this ship doesn't offer any sort of armor. But the Shima torped the Preußen and the battleships. He didn't torp the minnow. Very interesting. I mean, I'm thinking about lobbing this, but I don't know if I can. Our Annapolis already one-shot him. That's the thing, you overpeak once against the super cruiser, the burst fire just kills you straight up. There's nothing really. You have to be careful here, there's a Patrie roaming the server. There's actually 4 BBs pushing into us, which is quite good. But I have to turn away now and turn my turrets to the other side. Because the submarine is in the corner. This is something I don't want to fight against, obviously. Cruise is having a very hard time against subs. Even though I have the Hydro, I could pop it. Probably be smart at this point. Preußen is shooting HE for now, which is very good. Preußen is gonna get like a whole load of torpedoes in his broadside. Yep, he got essentially removed by the submarine. Just goes to show how funny these ships are, essentially. I am going to get the kill here, most likely. Oh, the submarine floods him out. But, yeah. That was a very nice display of how good submarines are for the game. Patrie shot me again. Even if it's 22 kilometers, you have to respect it. You don't have the HP pool to really tank it. I mean, they buffed the HP by 4,000 and you can get, or you should play Survivability Expert on it too to get some sort of deep HP pool to tank with. Because every single BB shell that comes your way, you have to treat as some sort of shell that overmatches you. You have to keep in mind that the side plating, I think, is still 25mm, if I'm not mistaken. The submarine is doing some weird stuff. Yeah, well, the BBs don't really have a nice time here. The Patrie can't push because of the Hanover secondaries and overmatch, and they lost their Minotaur, and the submarine is in the corner doing whatever. And they didn't have a DD here. The DDs went middle and C. So yeah, while we get A, the enemy will probably be able to get C and B under control. I don't think a Guden, no, the Guden is already dead, is going to do anything there. Well, I kept my distance, I kinda have to. It's not in range. I mean, it's debatable if I should push into the BBs or receive the cruisers in middle that are pushing. I'd say going for the low HP BBs here is kind of smart-ish. Okay, we got a decent hit on the sub, I think, and he might eat all my depth charges. Hopefully. I mean, one can dream. Yeah. Oh wait, okay, we killed him. Nice, that was important. Actually, I did 2 direct hits, meaning 8k or something. 9k damage. And the battleships also hit their depth charges, so we could kinda kill them there pretty fast. Okay, the boat got depth struck by a Shima, that's pretty bad. But we could still come back from this with the battleships here and the Annapolis. The problem would just be if our BBs go off alone into the mid-cap. That wouldn't be so smart. But our submarine seems to be an extremely efficient turbo griefer, meaning he's like now up the ass of the Conqueror and most likely going to one-shot him out of the game. The Patrie is heavy suffering against the Colombo SAP, like he's dropping 10 to 15k all the time, and the Hanover is also tapping on him ferociously. Nope, the sub hit 5 out of 6 torps again. Really engaging gameplay there. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same as all the other... oh, that guy is nearly dead. It's kind of the same as all the other AFK kite cruisers, like you're not really... Okay. You're not really that impactful. What doesn't matter what you do. Oh, that guy is AFK on the border. Oh, okay. He's flooding to death. But that helps. Conqueror being AFK and never healing and never shooting back and farming our battleship is obviously good for us. You can't deny that one. We get a kill here. Okay, well, we might actually be able to win the game now. Even though there's still 2 super cruisers and a Marseille against me. Though I can probably deal with a Marseille since it has 30... since it doesn't have 30-second fires, but 60. I can probably burn him down. Also, I pen his side platings at least. But then again, you can see the deck on Marseille. You don't pen it. You wouldn't even pen the deck of Alaska or Puerto, which just goes to show that it's in a really sorrow state. Like, you are a very safe HE spammer, but is your HE spam really gonna change the outcome of the game if you need consecutive millennia to deal notable damage? Zhao specifically becomes super bad if battleships actually run fire prevention. So you can only get 1 fire, but you don't pen. Like, for example, in Ohio or Monty, specifically Monty with the improved heal and fire prevention, you don't really do alpha damage, obviously, because you're like not penning anything on his deck or side plating. And you have to go through fires, but then you only get 1. Here you can see 5 shatters. Like, I don't even penetrate his deck, so he's actually fairly tanky against my HE. I have to burn him down, but I'm not fast enough at it, so my Annapolis will most likely die. I mean, I want to at least make sure he's dead for that, but it still takes me 10 years to kill him now, I guess. Maybe my Colombo can chunk him a fair bit with... gotta angle in real fast. Okay, my Colombo just yeeted him. We're doing a little safe gameplay here, I guess. Zhao. Yeah, I don't know. Apart from it being a meme, and apart from you playing it because it's a meme, I wouldn't touch this ship in a 10-foot pole. I mean, I already hate Venezia. I already hate, like, Henry, Goliath. I mean, Henry not that much, it's not that bad. Just, like, there's Kondo, why would you play Henry? Like, Goliath, Hindenburg, Venezia, I already hate those, and those are even more effective at farming. It's always the same. If you're a kite cruiser, your game impact comes from farming people. So to have decent game impact, you at least want to be able to farm very quickly and efficiently, which then isn't really a possibility with Zhao. Sadly. Like, it doesn't do too well. Farming fucks. The only thing you really do farm quite as easy as in other ships is 32 BBs, but then again 32 BBs suffer greatly already. Like, it's not really mandatory. It's not a range mod pottery. Like, those BBs, like, you're not really mandatory to kill them. Everything fucks on them, so you're not the most needed ship in that regard. Fighting against an Annapolis gives me the chills already. I don't penetrate his deck armor, by the way, in his Clausewitz. Yeah, well. At least I have Hydro, and the Shimmer is on my deck, not on the... Okay, the Torps are through, I can angle in now. That was good timing on that. I didn't want to turn into the cap immediately. Okay, I got 7k on the side plating there and a fire, that's pretty good. He should be decently low now. The Patrie is running into Narnia. It kinda all depends a bit on what our submarine does now. We have the Annapolis there. If my Colombo gets 1 SAP volley in here, and I get like 2-3 HE volleys, the Annapolis should die. He does 5.8k to me with AP, even though I'm angled, so I guess I can turn flap broadside anyways, whatever. Yeah, well, he has Jose proc now too. That is fucking retarded against Zhao. He out DPMs me now by like 10 million. It's not even close anymore between him and me. I'm perma stuck on the rock now, or am I not? Come on. Really? He has another heal. My Colombo is dying. This is gonna be a hard one to win, I can tell you what. Maybe AP is the play here. It's turning quite broadside. So given the fact that it's an Annapolis armor scheme, I don't know if I can actually penetrate it. Ah. Oh yeah, the Patrie is shooting me. I'm pushing into a very, very, very bad crossfire. But I mean, I have nowhere to go. Maybe I can go dark. If the Shimmer is far enough away from me, I can go dark, I guess. Yes. Now I can at least cap. That's pretty good. Yiannopoulos burned through 2 heals. I don't know how many he had left originally. But I'm fairly certain. Okay, the Patrice coming in. Not that good. I can't shoot it because the island is blocking. And we have the cap. The Shimmer is in A. Might be able to hide here for a while. I should heal. Well, yeah, that's a bit fucked. I think I have to go forward. This guy's gonna angle in. I hope my submarine kills him. The only way I can escape this if I go forward. My sub has to kill the Clausewitz. It's like mandatory at this point. Wanna load HE here really. Hopefully I can kill him in 2 volleys. Nope, it was like 0 damage. My submarine has to kill the Clausewitz. Oh, it's a GG Reds. I didn't get a fire. Oh, that's so fucked, dude. Yeah, well, the Clausewitz didn't die. He's HE loaded. I hope I can whoop my entire ship around. And just one-shot him with AP here. Very unlikely though. Yeah. Oh, no, actually. Yeah, well, I traded, but it doesn't matter. We lose this game. The submarine didn't kill him. If the submarine would have killed him, I could have dealt with the Patrie and the Annapolis, but I should have torped the approach of the Patrie. He sped up. I would have hit him with the torps. I could have killed them all, I think. Very unlucky that the Annapolis gets behind the rock with like 100 HP left. That would have been a kill, and if I torped the Patrie, I killed 3 ships here. It still doesn't flip the points enough, but maybe the Shema runs into B and our submarine can one-shot him. Very unlikely scenario, to be honest, though. But we can quickly go over the spec. Zao is actually, I mean, I guess it's a bit interesting, you know, because there's one module that I normally wouldn't ever take, but I take it on Zao, because otherwise I feel like giga useless. The module I'm talking about is range mod. Like, I don't think I play any other cruiser with range mod. I only play like Salem with range mod, because since like Des Moines is ledge mod time, and Salem I think range... I mean, in general, Des Moines and Salem with range mod are better than reload, because the limiting factor isn't the DPM, but the range. Since you only have 15.8 otherwise, you have to push up too close. It's kind of the same with Zao. These old cruisers have pretty low range. You can see there that like back in the days range mod and reload mod was an actual debate. These days cruisers end up with 19-20 kilometers base range where you never take it. But yeah, range mod, the rest is obvious. Don't spec for torps on Zao really. Just go and use the crack dispersion. Like at least at cruise, like in most games at least you can inflict heavy damage from stealth on cruisers and flanks, because you do have very good detection. It's kind of a way you can get better game impact if you have your AP loaded and you can one-shot a cruiser broadside. Then again, if you have a Condit at 12 kilometers broadside, you're not gonna really citadel him with Zao AP. It's very low pen AP. Captain-wise, I apply a normal cruiser spec. Lighthouse is really wonky on Zao. I mean, you can go Lighthouse and do a bit more HE damage from range if you're permakiting anyway. But to have, I guess, a bit more variety in your gameplay and moving around a bit better, you should go and actually use the 9-9 Conceal. It's like, it's pretty good. It's definitely nice. Yeah. So yeah, you can be that supposedly stealth assassin, even though you're not really effective at it. Normal cruiser build, there's not really anything else you could take. I mean, this shit doesn't really proc on Zao, so you could go outnumbered. To be honest, it's probably the better skill. But since I'm using the captain for Yoshino too, I think, or something like that, I go top grade, whatever. But like outnumbered is worth it on Zao since you're permakite anyway, and your concealment is so good that you don't really proc top grade. Um, yeah. Can quickly look at the results. I mean, we had a decent game, to be honest. We ended up a second, actually, pretty high XP. The sub had 2.2 base in the loss, submarine XP. Yeah, we got 169, which is pretty good for Zao. Those were like good games back in the days. 3 kills, 169. But I mean, you feel pretty fucking weak compared to all the other cruises they have introduced in recent history. Because most of them can do like 200k average, kind of, or like way more. I mean, hell yeah, you have DDs nowadays, like Ragnar, Zorki, and stuff that do way more average than Zao does, while being safer, because you obviously don't have a citadel, so you're better at farming people with HE from range. Um, and you have even more game impact when it comes to capping or fighting destroyers, especially in Ragnar, for example. So I don't really see the point anymore. Didn't look at the armor scheme, but I said like I think it has 30 deck by now, but it still has shitty side plating and nose and ass. So the the only thing that kind of makes up for it is that your armor can be wonky flat broadside. Like it's the original, like there was the original cruiser armor meme back in the days where it was like always Zao armor moments. When you shot it flat broadside, ended up only getting overpens and stuff. It has a weird armor scheme. It's not like a Des Moines or a Moscow where it's flat, but you should never rely on it, especially not nowadays. You have 49k HP, and if a Patri double sits you, your game is over, or a Luchakov, just because it's more than 2/3 of your HP gone and removed forever. So, yeah, I don't think you should flat broadside tank. Also, it's not like a Hindenburg where you can intentionally go flat broadside below like 6 km to battleships because they will never citadel you. They can still one-shot you. Actually, they most likely one-shot you. Um, doesn't work like that. It's just trolly at times, but not in a predictable way. Predictable in the sense that, like I said, like Hindenburg can go flat close to BBs and they only overpen. Smolensk can do it. Austin can do it. Smolensk most prominent one in that regard. Like Smolensk can literally T-pose battleships or heavy cruisers below 6 km. You can just park flat broadside and they will never be able to get a citadel essentially. Only in rare occasions they hit a shell perfectly on the water that the fuse time gets reduced in a way that you get citadel. Doesn't really happen with Zao. I wouldn't test it. Also, most heavy cruisers with improved pen eat you up alive. Alaska, Puerto, Stalin, Petro, Des Moines, Salem. Like, you can't use your back turrets or front turrets really. Like, Stalin is so fucking horrible to fight. In general, you're still able to kill him if he overcommits and is too stationary because of the 60-second fires now and no fire prevention. But remember, there was a time when it could take fire prevention, the Stalin, and it only had 30 seconds fires. Zao was like completely hard countered by Stalin. Because in order to shoot it, if you gave angle for your front turret, Stalin could reliably asset you. Like it could penetrate the back part of the ship with the improved pen. So it was kind of like giga useless to even try and fight it. Just because of the improved pen. Like the Zao gun angles are designed in a way that cruisers that don't have improved pen angles shatter on you while you're shooting them. But like, oh my god, I hope I can reverse fast enough because this drop could take the soul right out of my ship. Oh, wasn't that bad? No, it wasn't that bad. Okay, no, we were lucky here. Yeah, but with the introduction of so many improved pen ships like Stalin and obviously Stalin was released 3 years after Tsar or some shit, or like 2 years after Tsar. With Petro or Stalin running around, it's really wonky to use all your turrets and kite. It wasn't really designed around those ships being in the game. Brutally honest. Questionable if these torps have range. Mhm. I think it does, so I'm gonna accelerate. Did I accelerate into it? No, I think I can turn my rudder and run. Yeah, okay. We're fine for now. There you can see a ship that's coming in that I literally don't do damage against, by the way, Schlieffen. The entire armor scheme of it doesn't really allow for my HE to penetrate anywhere apart from superstructure. So you're kind of like a GIMP destroyer with less DPM. I mean, we're going to focus out the Zao here. I'm using this rock, by the way, but then again, there's only 2 BBs in the game, so it's fairly nice for me to play very close to the enemy and have all my guns on target most of the times anyway. It's like not that big of an issue, because there's like no potential BB up here. Also, it's a Gudin, not a Stalin or something sitting there. But yeah, in general, like you want to use these rocks as cover if you angle that far up like I am currently. Would be good if we kill the Zao, even though it's like not really mandatory for victory here. We shall mitigate or like kill as many enemy ships as we can, even if it's a Zao. It's really the thing, like you see a Zao in the screen, or 2 Zaos on one team, and you kind of know like the shit's like giga useless, 0 game impact stuff. It just is, like they don't do anything. I mean, hell, imagine you fight a Nuchakov in a Zao or a Satsuma, like, ugh. It's always like, the moment you see them have fire prevention, you are fucked. Obviously, a Schlieffen doesn't have fire prevention, so I can kind of kill him through HE spam fairly reliably, given the fact that I get fires. Fires per minute, by the way, on Zao also pretty bad compared to the other newer cruisers. I call them newer cruisers. Yeah, you have 5 overpens. I don't fucking know what you overpen there, but hell yeah. Wait, have to go forward. Okay, couldn't hit that. I can move forward and torp before I turn out. I think they shouldn't be able to spot me. That's the next thing, like the torpedo angles are so horrible. Like I have to show a whole bunch of broadside to torp. Backwards. Like, why is it cut off so hard? Like, why, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's so weird. Why are these torp angles like that? It's a miracle. A mystery, not a miracle. Hey, what the fuck? Wait, that was a no lock-on salvo, by the way. Look at the dispersion. It was too bad. That was no lock-on crap. He's gonna DCP. He probably misled that drop horribly. Huh? This is no lock-on shit. What the fuck? Why's my dispersion so gimped? I need fires here, guys. To kill him, hello? We won't get fires. He gets more fires with his secondaries than I get with my main guns. And then you hear the BBs fucking screaming about shitty fucking cruisers that are apparently so broken with their HE spam. And here I am sitting in my Zao that sucks a fucking big juicy dick. Like 4 hits again, no fire. Dude, Jesus Christ, man. Can we like not be that gimped? I'm a torp again. By the way, you have 2 torpedo options on Zao, but I don't think I have to explain that the 8 kilometer option is not a viable alternative at all. Obviously. I don't think I have to explain that one. Third traverse on this ship is, by the way, also kind of fucking dog shit. Like, your turrets don't turn at fucking all. It's really bad. It's really bad. So the Schlieffen is super low, but he will get to heal. Yeah, he's already like back to a bunch of HP. Hey, yeah. Hmm. Should I turn back is the question. Probably, now that my team pushes in the middle. Could be a good idea to re-push too. Try to get a bit more value out of the ship. As you could see, my DDs die. I don't have spotting. It's the same issue as a Venezia. I mean, you're not suffering that hard from outspotting against cruisers, because you do have one of the best concealments, also battleships. Even if it's the better concealed ones, you outspot by 2 kilometers mostly. So it's not as gimped as a Ven in that regard, but the problem is, if you spot them, they're most likely already so close that you don't want to fight them in a ZOW. Kind of the issue. The HP pool and the armor. Maybe I can get to the island unspotted. Catch the Shimmer. Well, that's out of the question now. I'm a preload 8p in case the Yinan does some brain damaged move. And get spotted fly broadside against something here. By me or whatever. Daring is in the middle. I'm gonna pop Hydro now. You don't have to pop Hydro immediately when you're spotted, really, because obviously the DD is a bit further away. He sets up the torps first. You get a bit more Hydro out of popping it a bit later. It's also the thing, like popping Hydro too early in a match, like you can always look at the time and kinda look at the DDs and when something is reloaded. I mean, if there's a Haaland, it's very likely there are torps before 2-minute mark already. That could be the case. But if there's only like Shimmers, for example, you don't have to pop it before like 2 minutes. You can pop it right then. Also, you always have to remember like what kind of torpedo ranges they even have. And yeah, some people just pop Hydro too early or too late. Either eat torps because they pop it too late, or don't avoid the torps anymore because they popped it too early, so it's out when the torps actually arrive. But yeah, I mean, we all know the funny moments when someone eats a whole bunch of torpedoes and then you see randomly in chat, I'm using hydroacoustic surge, eh? I have no clue where the Shimmer is, by the way. 0. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That guy doesn't have concealment. He's missing something there. Yeah, well. As you can see, my Hydro is 16 seconds only, but I'm spotting the torps now only. Which essentially just means it was important that I don't is he dead? He's probably dead, huh? Which means I got exactly the Hydro time that I needed there to... I mean, my AP has such shit pen that I should be able to Citadel him here instead of overpen. Oh, that's exactly it. Oh, the Shimmer is spotted again. He doesn't have concealment, don't ask me. He's widespreading this. Fuck you. Can I whoop my ship around? Probably, yeah. Goon isn't shooting me. Can I spot the Shimmer before he goes around the rock? I guess not. I DCP'd and now the bombs hit me, and I get permafired. Oh, that would be fucking disastrous. 8,000. You do have the dispersion to fuck with these DDs that close though, as you can see. You're kind of murdering them. Also, I got a permafire here. He doesn't have a smoke, which means any shot, he's gonna be spotted for so long that I don't have to use my back turrets again and kill him with the next salvo. I can just like go nose in and kill him with front turrets only. That's a reaction you should also learn, like when DDs open up or when you have a permafire on them, kind of. You don't have to use your back turrets to kill them faster. You can just angle in and you know your front turrets are already enough to kill him. We are, by the way, not playing too bad. Like, it's fine. I mean, we are doing fairly decent damage again. We have kills. He's not using AP, I think. Nope. I penetrate most parts of his ship. Also, dude, his fire chance is nuts. And my fire chance is god awful and I'm dead. Hey, we just got a triple fire there. Bro, I don't get a fire, man. What the fuck? This is so That's so scummy. You got a million fires, and then I don't get them. Like, this guy just dies to twerps now, or what? I mean, we won the game. Oh, they run out. We won the game. I mean, we killed the Shema because he doesn't have concealment for whatever reason. He would have never been spotted by me, really, if he had concealment. The other Shema is AFK. Well, okay. That's fairly epic. So we have a Shema that doesn't play concealment and another Shema that's AFK. That's very, very, very nice. Yeah, well, we got 3 kills both games. First game we couldn't manage to carry. My team was a bit too bad. Also, I was in a very, very dogshit ship. But this game it was a bit better. Obviously, if there's no BBs, you can actually fight. Like, no BBs, no super cruisers. You can kind of fight people. It's not that bad. Even those 2 BBs are kind of fuckable. I mean, I don't pen them anywhere, but also they don't do as much damage to me because of the armor scheme. So, yeah, it was decent matchmaking. The moment there's like carriers and super ships and like heavy overmatch BBs with good armor, it's like whatever. Like Zhao just sits there and cries in the corner. Personally, I'd say like just get it for the sake of getting it as a tier 10, but don't really play it. They're like, I guess all the other kite cruises or HE spammers are a better alternative to it. So yeah. Oh wait, it's already over. There's no real reason to whoop it out these days. Actually, we ended up first again, mostly due to the Shema damage and the Yinan Death Strike, which is kind of cool that my AP pen is so bad that I can actually Citadel him and don't overpen him. Kick. But yeah, that's it for Zhao. I don't know, a shadow of its former self, I guess. It's just power crept to shit at this point, and I wouldn't advise anyone to really play it or get it. It's not a fun experience. In any case, see you for the next video and take it easy.